Jesus is not trying to be mean. See, but I walk around the body of Christ, and it's almost like you have to apologize that you love to pray for hours a day, because they're like saying, but there's so much work to do, and come on, you're draining all this, these young people away. You have 21 full time. You could do so much things with them, and they're just sitting there tuning their guitar for the third time per day, and singing your cycles. You could do so much with your potential. Well, we are doing so much with our potential, huh? But we have not learned the lesson of John 15. I am the vine, and you are the branches. You tend your own garden, and there will always flow water out of this garden. Always. Song of Songs talks about a spring, a well, which is in the mid of this garden, which brings pleasant and fresh water. See, the problem is, most of the times, it is good things that hinders us from tending our garden. It's not that we run around and just sitting all the time, but this girl, she's actually helping others. She said, my brothers, they made me, tend their vineyard. Well, it's good, she's working. But still, she's not doing the real thing. She's not doing the one thing what really would be the point. Jesus is praying, Father, I just pray for two things. First, that they would be with me where you are, where I am, and behold my beauty, behold my glory. So how do we start? How do we get in there? Just 2 steps, just 2 points. This was like introduction why we need to tend our garden. Like now, how we're gonna do it. We speak about all the disciplines which help us to cultivate the garden in the sessions afterwards. But I have like 2 first preliminary steps or dimensions which need to be established. And the first one is you definitely need high goals or great goals, or however you want to call it. Question: who in the Bible killed a giant? Okay, David. Who else? I think there were 4 people in the Bible. They are recalled to kill a giant. And now look at me. They were all followers and friends of David. In order for you to be a giant killer, you need to hang around with giant killers. And the problem is, if you hang around with dwarf killers, you end up killing dwarfs and think like this is the way, this is normal, this is just what we're doing. So giant killers always will attract giant killers. So one of the reasons why we need houses of prayer is you need to build a place where it is allowed, where it is highly esteemed, where it is normal to go deep with God. I need people who challenge me. I need them. We have 3 young girls in our full-time, part of our full-timers. Well, we pray 25 hours per week, each one of those, but they decided to additionally, or not plus 25, whatever. They decided 5 times a week to pray from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Just those 3. Nobody made them. It was way more than they would need to do as we have 42 hours per week, working duties and things like that. They said just by themselves, let's do it 5 days. And they started to fast 21 days. I was like, wow, they challenged me. They are much more radical than I am. You know, the most of my friends at the House of Prayer, they skipped Facebook. I'm like one of the few remainers who use Facebook. They said, "Oh, we don't want to get distracted anymore." I'm still on Facebook, I confess. And so, but wow, wow, that's I mean, that I thought I was radical. So we need giant killers around ourselves. We need them, and the place where you will find most of them are in history. This is why we need to study the ancient heroes. But there is a dimension in Catholicism of esteem for the saints, you know, for the saints of old, which is not good. You can overdo it. But there is a very healthy one as well. And the very healthy one is, which is new to a lot of Protestants, that we are not the first generation Christians on the earth, you know, right? But there is wisdom, there is a lot to learn from a lot of people from the past, and they did things wrong and we do things wrong, but there are a lot of things which we can learn from them. And I had the great luck. I was lucky to get in contact with those radical people of the 16th century when I was a teenager, actually. And I want to tell you a little bit about the life of Teresa of Avila. I write it down. She's from Spain, and her name is Teresa of or de Avila. Avila is an old medieval city in the north of Spain. And she, together with her close friend John of the Cross, they were both Carmelite religious people. So she was a sister and he was a priest.